When the temperatures rise in the polar regions, the glaciers will melt. This can add tons of extra water into the ocean, which can lead the ocean level to rise. Warmer temperatures will also lead the ocean to expand.
When the water levels of the ocean increases, it affects the human society and living things around it. It can result in contaminating the drinking water, interfering with the farming. It can change the coastal plant life and threaten wildlife populations. All this can severely damage the economy.
Droughts affects all part of our environment and our communities. The many different drought impacts are often grouped as economic, environmental, and social impacts. All of these impacts must be considered in planning for and responding to drought conditions.
As the rising water continues to expand further into the shores, the salt water can potentially seep into our freshwater sources and into the ground that many coastal areas rely on for drinking water.
Same freshwater sources we use and drink from are crucial water supplies for farming. Salt water can possibly kill crops, and it is an unstable and costly process to convert to freshwater.
The plant life will most likely change from the amount of salt water entering and changing the chemistry of the soil. As rising water seeps into the ground, the soil near the coast will become saltier. Some plants will have a difficult time coping with the sudden changes.
Rise in ocean water will affect the living spaces and habitats of coastal wildlife. It would be an especially big problem for endangered species such as sea turtles. The damages might be so serious that they would no longer be able to survive in that environment.
Tourism and real estate industries in coastal areas are likely to take a hit as prime beachfront properties and recreational areas are washed away by rising waters. Businesses will drop due to the fact that flooded beaches are not attractive for tourists and property buyers.
Ranchers have to spend more money on feeding and providing water for their animals. Power companies have to spend more money on other fuel sources. Ships will have difficulty moving through water to deliver cargo.
Farmers may lose money if a drought destroys their crops. The farmer has to spend more money on irrigation or to drill new wells. Businesses may lose business when drought damages crops or livestock. Water companies have to spend more money on new water supplies. The prices of food would increase even more.
Some social impacts are anxiety or depression about economic losses caused by drought, threat to safety or from potential fires, health problems related to low water flows, and bad water quality. Losses of human lives are also a factor.
The solution to climate change is to reduce and control the amount of carbon entering the atmosphere, reduce, reuse, and recycle, save gas, and walk more. When you save a gallon of gas, you can help keep 20 pounds of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere.
Plant a tree. Plants absorb carbon dioxide gas and produce oxygen. Planting a tree can help balance increases of carbon dioxide gas into the atmosphere. Eat green. Eating locally grown food to reduce transportation emissions.
Save electricity. Use less heat and conditioning. Turn off lights, television, PC, or any other electronic devices when not in use. Also, use less hot water.
Some questions to consider. How might predicted changes to global temperature and precipitation affect agriculture in Ontario, Canada, or different areas around the world?
Rises in temperature and carbon dioxide can increase some crop yields in some places. Changes in the frequency of droughts and floods could create challenges. Warmer water temperatures can cause the habitat ranges of many fish and shellfish species to shift, disrupting ecosystems.
Climate change could make it more difficult to grow crops, raise animals, catch fish in the same ways and same places as we have done in the past. How might the continuing reduction of the polar ice caps influence domestic and international transportation? Carbon dioxide builds up in the atmosphere and does not allow the light energy to escape, bringing it back to the surface of the ice, causing the Arctic to heat up faster.
Ships will be able to travel between the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. Once the passages open up, the cost of each trip will decrease, and the use of the natural gas and petroleum will be saved.
Created using Powtoon.